Well, I'm standing here with Mike Ruff's gun, or Mike Ruff actually, Mike Ruff and his gun, here in Manchester, New Hampshire. Mike Ruff of Manchester. Mike, I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions about the WinWin Party.
Sure.
This is a thing that Lloyd Kinder has set up, and I guess at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays in Murphy's Tap Room, he's going to be getting folks together, and you'll have a chance, if you want, to stand up and rant, kind of like Soapbox Idol. Mm-hmm. Do you intend to give a rant?
I probably don't intend to, but that doesn't mean I won't end up doing one.
Do you think this would change your schedule at all in terms of coming to Tap Room?
No, I generally try to get to Tap Room on Tuesday nights.
So you're going to be here anyway, whether Lloyd does this or not.
Right.
All right, good. Now you've seen that. I guess what Lloyd is interested in drawing attention to is the dissatisfaction with the two major parties. What is your thoughts? Are you satisfied at all with the two major parties?
No, I'm actually pretty disgusted with politics in general. I think it's all people arguing over who gets to tell everybody else what to do, and I have very little interest in playing their game. Yeah.
The location. You think the tap room's a good location to have something like this?
Sure, why not? It's a nice place and tends to get a lot of people.
The whole idea of a political party that has parties. You think that's, to what extent do you think that's an improvement for a political party that does rulership?
Well, back in the days when I was involved in political activism and that sort of thing, I mean, there were a fair amount of parties, sort of non-political parties, or just meetups and get-togethers and that sort of thing. But I think I would be a lot happier if the Republicans and Democrats would spend more of their time getting completely drunk and stupid, and so that they couldn't do anything, than spending all that time actually out there interfering with people's lives.
Would you like to take a look? See, the WinWin Party has like a 9-plank platform. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you have any objections to any of these planks, if you like the planks,
okay,
what your thoughts on any of them are.
Is this where it starts right here? Self-correction and self-discipline?
Yes.
Self-correction involves resolving unhappiness by correcting misconceptions. Self-discipline involves practicing voluntary, efficient, healthy routines, including self-correction. I don't see anything objectionable in that right offhand. 2, just laws and just law enforcement. Just laws are those which best protect everyone's natural rights. Not too much of a problem there. Voters should be able to choose anyone as a representative on any issue. Again, not so much of a problem. I mean, if I was to say, hey Dave, I can't make it to this thing, can you represent me there? I don't have a problem with that. Law enforcement should be hired by local representatives collectively. I'm not such a huge fan of law enforcement. I think there's better ways to resolve disputes. Local rule priority. Proper local rules should outrank wider area rule locally. It means people outrank other authority on their own property. Local authority outranks state authority in the local community, and state authority outranks federal authority in each state. Again, I'm not in favor of the state per se, but I think that would be a lot better than what we have now. Win-win political legislating. Representatives should use win-win to find solutions that satisfy all major groups' main concerns instead of mere majority rule. I'm no fan of majority rule. I would prefer something along the lines of consensus solutions to problems. The people who agree on a solution can do that solution, but they aren't allowed to enforce it on anybody else or force anybody else to pay for it. Non-compulsory taxation, voluntary contribution. Law enforcement and public services must only be paid with voluntary contributions and group revenues, not forced taxation. No major problems with that. Non-compulsory education, healthcare, and labor. Education, healthcare, and cooperation must all be voluntary, not compulsory. Absolutely. Self-defense. Militia officers should be hired by local representatives collectively. Militia volunteers should choose their own superiors individually. That one, again, no major problems with that. I think there's no reason to limit it to only one method, however. Community and individual ownership. Natural resources should be owned by communities. Improvements should be owned by individuals. Unimproved land is a natural resource which should be rented to users in exchange for community revenue. I'm not sure. That one is open to some debate. Patent and copyright ownership. Patents and copyrights should only be owned for 10 years without renewals. Life should not be patentable. I'm not in favor of patents and copyrights. I think there are problems with the whole concept of intellectual property.
All right, Mike, I knew I could rely on you for an opinion. Anything else either of you want to add?
No.
All right, thanks, Mike.